Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. And today we're sending a probe to Duna. Uh, this was something that evolved from something absolutely ridiculous that I failed at earlier, and now I am bent on making it work. Due to upgrades after our Minimus flight, I was able to get these turbofans, which are awesome. And some new wings and some new control surfaces, which are also awesome, and also a lot of really nifty, cool sciencey stuff in these new shot cone intakes. So, we're gonna actually make this work this time, I promise. Alright, we're up off the ground. We're just gonna gain a whole lot of altitude very quickly. Because, well, this is automated, and I would like for it not to lose signal. And I'm going to take advantage of as much time warping as I possibly can to spare you guys the tedium of using air-breathing engines to get into orbit. Because, man, it does get absolutely horrible. And these things are a lot less work in time warp sometimes. Yeah, this one's starting to sway off course, so pop out of time warp and make some corrections here. I would like you to stay at a 90, please, sir, if you don't mind, and stay gaining altitude. But yeah, as you can see there, the core of it is just one of the big SRBs. This is the biggest that I have unlocked so far, and my first real use of an SRB on hopefully what will be a successful flight. I don't think I've used an SRB on anything that was successful yet. Emphasis is on yet. Yet. But I did, however, use the advantages of Kerbal Attachment System to build myself some ground-based relay stations that interact with the satellites orbiting above, so that things that only have a short-range antenna, like this one will during its flying time in the atmosphere, so that it can maintain contact with the Space Center and still be useful. Okay, wow, it's that gained a lot of altitude. I didn't think it was going to stay that stable for that long, so I just kind of like lost track of how high up we were. So we're gonna level it out a little bit. We need to pick up a lot of speed, a lot of speed, and we need to stay gaining altitude, which is always hard to do when you're trying to keep a specific heading, and it wants to wander. A lot of wandering. Oh, come on now, buddy. All right, let's go to fine control. I'll just hold back on this, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, already losing altitude because I dawdled too much dawdling. We got a couple thousand feet that I want to gain before we can kick this big booster on, but the emphasis here is gaining, of which I am not doing. Well, I was falling pretty rapidly. I've mitigated most of that. And now we're climbing. Awesome. Brilliant. And coming up on halfway to our goal speed. There we go. Be about the halfway mark. Well, the halfway mark is about 700. We're still picking up speed pretty rapidly and descending again. Come on, man. Oh, that might be too much. Yeah, but every time I even like, if I leave my finger on the key, pitches up a bit much. The second I take it off, it falls to horizon, and then we stop climbing again. Alright. Easy now, easy now. Sorry, this is why I did commentary in post in pretty much my entire last season, is because doing this while trying to talk and maintain a stream of consciousness is almost impossible for me. Like I said before, I can barely walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. So mostly I've just given up on walking. Yeah, still losing too much altitude. Come on, get up there. I need to be like 5,000 feet higher. That angle scares me because I'm just terrified it's going to stall and spin, and this whole thing is going to be completely worthless. We're approaching our first ground station relay. There it is, right down there. We'll have line of sight with it long after we pass our second ground station, which is good. We've set up 3 total in hopes of, you know, in case I needed a really long track to run to get one of these guys up to speed, I would have more than ample space to do it without losing connectivity. Alright, man, this bobbing up and down stuff is really starting to annoy me. Alright, let's just, no, I can't even tap the key because it's any half a second off of it and it falls. It doesn't matter. If I hold it, that happens, and that scares me. Oh, come on. We're still gaining, we're still gaining. Alright. You can do it. Not too much more to go. Almost, and I'm losing altitude again. So yep, more to go. Always drives me a little crazy. But the good news is, including a very expensive science package, even with the big, well, the whole thing altogether cost about $110,000, which is less than what we went to Minmus for. I mean, yes, we did send a crew, and that command pod cost more monies, and all of these other nice things, but this is a surprisingly cheap way of putting a very expensive satellite probe into orbit. Yeah, see, with all this bobbling, staying above my desired AOA is costing me acceleration, which sucks, and now it's nighttime, which sucks for you guys, because this isn't as pretty as it should be. Not yet. And we're falling again, so just... Alright, screw you, fine controls. Gain altitude, thank you. What are these guys doing? Still at 100 thrust apiece. That is none too shabby, but they are running low on fuel. Ish, by valid comparison. The only fuel they have is this radial body and an engine nacelle, which are like 40 liquid fuel apiece. So 80 total per engine. And this is how far 80 fuel will take you. I mean, it's not a super heavy aircraft, but that SRB is not very light. 1100 meters a second. Come on. Stay on target. Stay on target. Good, still gaining. Not accelerating very quickly anymore, but still accelerating. I'm looking for 25,000 and between 12 and 1400 meters a second. I don't know if we're going to get there before these engines run out of fuel, seeing as how we're doing just a terrible job of both gaining altitude and gaining speed, of which you need to be doing both in order for air breathers to orbit to work. Obviously, this is not a single staged orbit. We'll probably be, if this is stage 1, that's stage 2. We'll probably be firing our third stage engine, hopefully, to round out our orbit. Hopefully. But that implies that we're going to get to altitude and get up to speed, which this thing is fighting me at every turn. Come on. Come on, little guy. You can do it. You can totally do it. Stop fighting me. Yeah, man. Our rate of acceleration has slowed to a crawl, just shy of 1,200 meters a second. Oh, come on. Bingo, 1,200. Just keep gaining some altitude. I'm not going to detach any lower than 25. That just seems silly. Oh, totally going to run out of fuel, and that would just be tragic. Yeah, I think my goal of 1,400 meters a second is not going to happen. I'll be damn lucky to see 1,300. Yeah, let's just ride it out. Oh, man. So I guess I should reshoot this during the daytime, huh? That is just not very interesting looking anymore. Dang it. This always happens to me. Alright, what are we down to? Alright. And detach. There's that big SRB. Go, baby, go. Don't forget to gain altitude. But not too much. Because, yes, going higher is the objective here. Faster won't do us much good without that altitude, baby. Go, baby, go. Oh, that is much better. There's our second ground station. 2,000, 2,100, 2,200, 2,300. Yes. Do it. 2,400. Flame out. Alright, let's see if we did it. Oh, yes, we did. I hope. It's falling fast, but we're still pretty low. And now we're in orbital mode. It's still falling. 190. 181. I know, time warp. 143, still falling. 4,500 does not go as well as I wanted it to. Please stay orbital. A goal would be about 100,000 perhaps. Or so, maybe. I'm gonna try to keep lift under the wings. Oh good, I didn't forget to pull up the gear. Make very bad habits of doing that. 125, falling but much slower, so looks like we're gonna be okay. Well, did not mean to do that. Alright. Go ahead. Separate the booster stage. Fire the fairings. Boop. That'll give that a nudge. Now we got to find the... Yep. Antenna 1 active. We'll kick some of these solar panels out. I know you can't really see it very well. I'm very sorry. And we are in space, ladies and gentlemen. Let's ride this right around to apoapsis. And fire our faithful little Shiba motor, the one that generates electricity when we're not using it, because that just seemed like a really good idea. Also, it has 512 ISP in a vacuum. again, this was a less than ideal trip. Yeah, there's our 3 ground stations, one of which I did not rename. It can be right at horizon. I said at horizon. Alright, 75. That's good enough to keep us in orbit. So we'll just spin this around so you guys can get a good look here. And there she is. This is going to be our Duna satellite thing. Really, its goal is to just go there and to get into orbit and collect a lot of science things for us and to map out a place for us to land with future landed missions with Kerbals. But we'll go ahead and open up some of these nice things to show off some of our new science gadgets, like the solar particle collector. That's always cool. The magnetometer, the RPWS sensor, and this obviously has seismic and gravity. Just open that up for fun. There they are, aren't they cute? And these, I have 2 mystery goo and 2 materials bay. You've seen the moisture soil sampler thing, obviously the MapSat stuff here. But soon I'm going to switch over to the long range antennas and get things set up to make our transfer burn, but that will be in our next episode. So until then, thanks for joining me, guys. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and wish me the best of luck. I have no idea if this is going to make it or not. So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you later.